the chief of Kansas City Police Department, which I have a great deal of respect for, because he come from the ground up to get to where he's got to. And to visit with that family and understand, again, to go through that experience that unfortunately I had to go through in my own career once upon a time, to look in their eyes and be able to say as the governor of the state of Missouri that we got to do a better job taking care of your son. We got to make sure that we give him the tools they need to fight violent criminals. There's a huge difference between protesters, peaceful protesters, than criminals that are making criminal actions across this state. And we need to make sure we separate the two. When they do violent acts, when they do criminal acts under the name of a protest, it needs to stop. All of us do. The mayors, the governor, city leaders need to get behind law enforcement. If they're committing crimes, they need to be stopped. There's a time to address issues. There's a way to do that. Our system's set up to do that. But you don't get to be a handful of people and take the law into your own hands and decide what offends a few. There's a democracy. The protest is about democracy, to be right honest about it. At the same time, we've got a few out there now that decides what they want to see, what statutes remain standing, which ones don't. I think everyone should have a say in that from where they live. That belongs to everyone. And people need to respect one another. But I can only say this: if we do not separate the difference between peaceful protesters and criminals, we're making a huge mistake. And if we don't back our law enforcement officers to fight violent criminals, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. As you see other cities, Chicago, New York, Seattle, you can go anywhere in the country you want. You want to look at those cities that have let crime get out of control? That's what happens. We're better than that in this state. Kansas City's better than that. St. Louis is better than that. Too many good people up there wanting to do good things every day for that city, and let it be destroyed by criminal activity. We don't need any more young officers. Take a bullet in the head. We need to make sure we give them the tools they need to be protected. We all need to stand up behind them. Last year, we proposed legislation. We'd work with the African American community, the clergies, civic leaders across the state, mayors across the state, to get done last year that would help fight violent crime. That didn't get done. I was very disappointed that getting done, because it was really tools that could help in situations as we see today. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure we get that legislation done. Today, I will also be signing Senate Bill 600 relating to dangerous felonies in Missouri. The major part of this bill is the offense of conspiracy. Senate Bill 600 independently criminalizes an agreement to commit a criminal offense. This allows law enforcement and prosecutors to hold individuals accountable that plan criminal enterprises. This bill also includes other key provisions to help address violent crime, including no probation for certain violent offenses, vehicle hijacking, criminalizing the use of force to steal a vehicle, increasing the range of punishment for unlawful possession of a firearm, and reduce barriers to bring criminal gang members to justice. This legislation is a large step towards safety and justice for our communities. However, there is a lot more to be done. These tools are just the beginning of the work that needs to be done to fight violent criminals. We will continue working together to identify solutions, address crime, especially violent crime, and to keep Missourians safe. I also, yesterday when I left the hospital, one of the things, I know there was an article written over the weekend about when I asked for prayer for the family. One of the papers wrote an article about that. It wasn't enough. It shows you the difference between somebody that believes in the power of prayer and somebody that doesn't. But for everybody in Missouri, I want them to know that one of the things that family asked for was us pray together. And I was more than happy to do that as the governor of the state of Missouri, to be with that family for that special time that they asked for that for the healing of their son. I have always been a strong supporter of education, and these were extremely difficult decisions I never thought I would have to make a few months ago. As a father of a teacher, I know that being an educator today is not an easy job. During my legislative career, I have consistently voted for fully funding the education formula. Prior to COVID-19,